you. This is Jacob Cass. This is my YouTube name, Jacob Cass 2024. I'm gonna do my Monday Night Raw review and my AEW Double Nothing pay-per-view. We will talk about that show that happened last night on Sunday. We'll talk about the matches, how long it was, and then I'll talk about the news and rumors, and then I'll show you the podcast, like JD from New York, Fightful, Salamoster. But first, we're gonna talk about Monday Night Raw. The show is almost over. It's about to be over pretty soon, but might as well get done and over right now. I'll make this video pretty long, about an hour and 30 minutes. I'm not how long I'll make this video. But I just want to say, make sure you guys hit that like button, leave a comment, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. Enjoy my video. Um, Now this is what we saw on the show. These are the masters for next Monday. We have that they announced for next week. Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser. That's gonna be next week. That's also a match that we haven't seen. That's something new. We also got the New Day and AOP. Karen Cross had a birthday segment before the show took place earlier in the day. AOP and New Day will be next week on Raw. That's a match that is also something new that we haven't seen. I don't think AOP has even wrestled a match on Raw yet. And we got Damian Priest versus Rey Mysterio next week on Raw. That's a match that I think we've seen before, but it's something different. If Damian Priest is your champion, he should look strong. Now he did get involved with the WWE tonight. Alright. So we got Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan for the Women's World Champion in a steel cage match. That's the main event tonight. Now, as you guys know, Becky Lynch will be a free agent. This may be Becky Lynch's last match in WWE right now, because after this, he's gonna be a free agent in a few days, a few weeks, probably a few days. Her contract gonna expire. We won't know until she resigns, but it might be her last match for a while. Alright. I'm trying to skip ahead to the ending. Oh wait, here come Dominic. Hold on, Dominic coming out. You guys hear it? When Dominic comes out. Liv Morgan still retained. That was it. All she had to do was get out and escape. And she looked at weird. She looked at Dominic. I want y'all to look at. This is how the show ended. Liv Morgan retained the title from Becky Lynch tonight in that steel cage, and she looked at Dominic Mysterio, gave him a look. Clearly, they're teasing something with those two, and it will elevate the story with her and Rhea Ripley. You got to remember, Dominic used to be. Dominic was. You got to remember that Rhea was Dominic's mommy. They could be Dominic's new mommy, Liv Morgan. It also builds up more heat and tension to Liv and Rhea whenever Rhea comes back from injury. I think they're setting that up because earlier in the show we did see Liv Morgan in a backstage segment with JD McDonough. Now she had this one with Dominic, and that's how the show ended. So the show ended. Oh wait, alright, alright. Now let's get back into it. Alright, now let me show you what happened tonight. You know, Dominic actually helped her win the match again. It's now 2 times now that he helped Liv Morgan.
Big Kaiser in the ring to introduce the new King of the Ring, King General, who came to the ring. The crowd was chanting Randy Orton. We all saw the controversy.
Alright, this is what we got on the show. Now, the new Uncle Howdy lost therapist. The show opened with Damian Priest confronting Gunther. We will talk about this opening segment here, but I thought was pretty decent. It was okay. It felt kind of weird that the show opened up with 3 heels. Gunther's a heel, Drew's still a heel, Damian Priest is a heel. Some people think is he a babyface, is he a heel? He kind of like in between, kind of between them, but no, he's still a heel. Because they have a major problem. They don't have any other baby faces. Jay Uso wasn't even on the show tonight. I mean, he's your most over baby face, but he's not here, and he's not in the title picture. He already had his opportunity at Backlash and he lost. So Gunther, Drew, Damian, all 3 heels going after the World Heavyweight title. Braun Strowman is your baby face, but do you even give a about Braun Strowman? I know I don't. Now, there was a pretty good interaction with Damian Priest and Gunther. They did say a lot. They changed words. It looked like that they're building this match up for SummerSlam. I don't know how Damian Priest is gonna walk out champion, but I got a feeling it could be Damian Priest and It could be Damian Priest and Gunther at SummerSlam. It's not gonna be Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre, when he came out to the promo, he did have a sit down with Gunther, but he didn't. He kind of just ignored him. He didn't really exchange word with Gunther. He only exchanged words with Damian Priest, obviously to build on their match at Clash in the Castle. We don't need right now. There's no heat with Gunther and Drew McIntyre, especially when they're both heels. You know that's not happening in SummerSlam. It's gonna be Punk and McIntyre. It's gonna be Priest and Gunther, which makes sense. And Priest might turn babyface down the road. Oh, and by the way, we did get a stare down with Damian Priest and Braun Strowman. So I do have a feeling that we CM Punk is gonna play a factor in Clash in the Castle. It's gonna screw over Drew McIntyre again. Damian Priest is gonna retain. This builds up Punk and Drew going into Money Bank at SummerSlam. Damian Priest, since they teased it, we could see Damian Priest and Braun Strowman at Money Bank as they fill a feud. If someone for Priest the one Drew, and then someone then will get Gunther and Damian Priest, and everyone will give Gunther the title. Now McIntyre and Priest get into hostilities here. They went back to back to build up their match in 2 weeks. Now, the other thing on this show, we got Braun Breaker, Spears, Ricochet, and Ilya Dragunov. I'm loving the storyline that we're telling with Braun Breaker. It's actually very good. Now, I said it before. I hope it's not gonna be forced. Braun Breaker being booked like Bill Goldberg, coming out there, he's spearing people. It's just like fast math. It's fast paced. He has a great spear. Dragunov and Ricochet had a good match, and Braun Breaker interrupted it. He speared them both. There's that segment I talked about earlier. Karen Cross tried to sway Xavier Woods, and that's when the New Day challenged the Author of the Pain, Akam and Alzar, next week. And as I showed you, that going to be the match next week. Uh, AOP should be going after those tag team titles. Also, we did get the Miz and R-Truth in an ice cream truck. That that ice cream truck is in the background. You know, I said it before. I'm gonna say it again. I am done with Awesome Truth. I don't care. It's not interesting. It's not entertaining. It's too goofy. They even both like joke every single week. The longer that we see Miz and R-Truth hold those tag team titles, the less value those titles are. I don't want R-Truth and the Miz on nothing but comedy. Can we get the belt off of them? Hopefully, the Authors of Pain they won the belt or the Creed Brothers, but since the Creed Brothers lost to AOP, I think AOP the right team to win those tag team titles. There's no way that Austin True be retaining. We did get Braun Strowman shake off JD McDonough, Carlito, and Finn Balor. He did beat JD McDonough tonight. To be honest, the U.S. Armed Forces who fought for freedom. Oh yeah, because I forgot to mention, today was Memorial Day. Yeah, so that was pretty decent to honor the the army. We, as I said, AOP put down the Creed brothers and they played Crip Man. We did get a very good segment with Sheamus and Ludwig Kaiser. Kaiser. They actually had a very good brawl. I cannot wait for the match next week. Gonna be very good. Kaiser is phenomenal. Sheamus, he doing fine as a babyface. He also named John Gunther in this segment. I don't know why, but I did love the brawl here. Very good. We got Lywa. She beat Kairi Sane in a. This match went like what 4 minutes? Match was short. Rey Mysterio defeated Carlito to get revenge for what Carlito did by turning on the LWO. We did see Judgment Day get involved. Balor, Dominic, JD, Damian Priest came out. He beat up Rey Mysterio. He was strong. All right, come on.
And secured. The security footage of the announcement has been procured, waiting. Joining us now as they are coming off Double or Nothing as well, Poison Rana's own Braden Harrington and David Boardman joining Way and myself, and they are going to be joining us because breaking news here on our post-wrestling writer, that wrestling writer. No disrespect to them, but I didn't grow up on Meltzer and Mike Johnson, Wade Keller, although according to respect.
Wait, Liv kissed Dominic? I didn't know that. I didn't even see that. Would that after the show? Now there is no Denise because he's in Las Vegas. He's probably coming back now. We did get Bronson Reed beat Otis. Chad Gable in the Alpha Academy. We will talk about that. I thought that was phenomenal. Oh, here it is. Maxine stopped Chad Gable from striking Otis with a belt. Now clearly they're teasing this split with the Alpha Academy. I think when Tommy White Otis will turn on Chad Gable, Chad Gable will win the IC title, and we could get Otis turned on Gable, and they could feud. Maybe going into SummerSlam, we won't know. All right. Now we can talk about AEW Double or Nothing 2024. Live with Life Night on Sunday. MJF is back. We have some new champions. Mercedes Monet won the TBS champion. A very good match. It was a great show. Uh, this is the 5-year anniversary. 5 years since AEW been here. 5 years since it's been a company. This is the fifth anniversary of Double or Nothing. It was a very good show, but the show was way too long. It went close to 5 hours. Ridiculous. No reason for the show to be this long. Um, showing you guys what happened here. Okay. Um, it's not really shown that much.
And your families made that ultimate sacrifice on this Memorial Day. Getting things going here. Flobo, you and I, we chatted quite a bit. So I'll tell you a thing that I really, really like about WWE. It used to be when you got done seeing a person on this show, like when their match happened or their second half, they were done. They were gone. You see people threaded in and out of the show. People are debating whether eggplant. I want to know. I want to know what chat thinks about that.
All right. Now, since I give a guy wait till JD from New York, the Solomon just sound off. We probably gotta wait for them to speak. Probably gonna take a while. Now, as we wait for my favorite podcasters, hmm, um, now here we go. I'll show you guys good amount of commentary.
Try to keep these things within 4 hours if they can. But despite the long pay-per-view that we got, I still thought it was an excellent show. AEW has always done very well, despite whatever controversies they have going on, backstage altercations, distractions, fights, declining attendance, declining ratings, uncertainty about their media rights future, whatever is going on in the company, whatever turmoil is going on, they always deliver on paper. I think Double or Nothing 2024 was no exception. I never purchased an AEW pay-per-view and felt like I didn't get my money's worth. So I think the pay-per-view was very good. Was it one of AEW's best? No. If some fans consider this to be a mediocre show by AEW standards, I can understand that point of view and that argument for sure. Overall, though, I still love the show. We watched it together right here on the channel. Had a blast watching it. That Anarchy in the Arena match was tripping me out. I cannot get over the visual of having a match in the ring with a human being hanging upside down in the middle of the ring. Not to mention the flamethrower stuff and all of that. I thought Anarchy in the Arena was a lot of fun. I'm still not really sure how my opinions match up to others and what you guys thought about it. Please let me know in the comments below. But I think it was my favorite Anarchy in the Arena match so far, just because of how wacky it got at the end there. I thought it was a lot of fun. But still, for those who are saying that this pay-per-view was a little bit on the mediocre side, I can understand that point of view, yes, but I certainly by no means think this was a bad show at all. We had great wrestling, we had returns, we had surprises, we had swerves, and we had title changes. I don't know really what else you want out of a show. So when it comes to that, I have very little to complain about in terms of me sitting down and having a fun night of wrestling. It went a little bit long. A couple of the match finishes I predicted wrong and maybe would have done differently, but I still very much enjoyed AEW Double or Nothing 2024. The show opened up with Roderick Strong defending his international title against Will Ospreay. Now, we had a very scary moment early on in the match when the Undisputed Kingdom was out there backing up Roddy. Now, they get their hands on Ospreay and they attempt to deliver a doomsday device on the floor to him, but it was a total disaster. Mike Bennett had Ospreay up on his shoulders, and then Taven was going to come the top rope Undertaker style, diving over the top rope to execute the doomsday device. But Taven's feet kind of got hung up on the ropes there. He didn't get enough height on that, didn't clear the ropes, landed terribly. Will Ospreay came down right on the top and back of his head and neck in a very, very awkward landing. It scared me to death. I don't know how he survived that, but he did. He proceeded to recover and have a great match with Roderick Strong. It was tremendous. Ospreay did get the win with the Stormbreaker in the end. He is the new AEW International Champion. Congratulations to him. Right after that match, Adam Cole returned. Adam Cole came down to the ring. I thought he might show up in the match during Roddy's match, but he came out after. And this is where we got a pair of returns that was really fun, but kind of came out of nowhere. Adam Cole marches down to the ring. He gets on the mic. He says that he hates Vegas. He should be in the back checking on Roddy. He should be in the back with Undisputed Kingdom. And better yet, he should be at home rehabbing his foot. But instead, he's here.
wanted to
He's got
come
the
back
devil
here.
mask, the MJF
I
devil
had
mask in
I
his
had to
pocket.
leave
Pulls
because
it
they
out. He
wouldn't
says
let me
something like,
change my
"Look at the
character.
devil in
I
all of
didn't
us."
want to be
And then
done
all of a
this anymore.
sudden,
I
the
wanted
lights
to
go
move on.
out.
I
We're
was in
taken to
Dawn
the
for so
Tron
long. I
release
wanted to move
kind
on,
of
and they wouldn't
vignettes
let me.
of an inside of
Vin
home.
wouldn't
And
let
it's got
Vin
bourbon
wouldn't let
and
me
shit
create,
pictures
and
of
no one
MJF
would
all
let
over the wall. And you come
people
to a
back
red
there,
suit,
especially wrestling fans,
and then he
would
holds
not
up
let me
a
change my
torn
character and
picture
reinvent.
in half of Adam Cole and the other half
And I wanted
MJF.
to, I couldn't.
The MJF
So I left
music plays, and
heartbreaking,
out
sad,
comes MJF
heartbreaking,
returning to
crying in tears
AEW for the
that I
first time
couldn't
since
be
the
the guy.
World Pay-Per-View at
So I
the end of
wrestled
last year. And he came
everywhere
out
I could.
rocking some
This
attire
week,
that
though,
was
has
very
every
reminiscent of
promotion I
what
was. I
Triple
wrestled
H
a
wore
small
when he
promotion,
returned
big
back
promotion,
in
everywhere I
2002,
could
right
to
before the
reinvent
Royal
my
Rumble,
character, be a star.
with the cutoff
And I started,
jean jacket and
like I
the
started
leather jacket
AEW,
and a little bit of a different look for Maxwell.
but I
He
didn't
looked
want to be the
great.
guy.
He got in the ring. He
I
made
didn't
Adam
want to be
Cole
the
a
guy
real
in
hug,
my company
and then he proceeded
because
to
that's not the
kick him
company I
in the
wanted to be.
balls and hit him with a
I
brain
wanted to be
buster.
someone
Adam
else.
Cole took those
I
bumps
wanted to be
pretty
the guy in
nicely.
this
I hope
company.
that means that Adam Cole is pretty much ready to return to the ring because he's in there taking bumps. So if he's taking bumps, that tells me that he's clear. But the fact that they had Cole and MJF come out back-to-back was a little bit head-scratching to me, and I didn't quite understand it. So after MJF took out Adam Cole, he then cuts a pretty real promo on the fans, called his marks, said he's better than all of our favorites, he's better than us, of course. He takes the devil mask that Adam Cole had, says, hate this fucking thing. He drops a Ric Flair elbow on it, spits on it, and throws it into the crowd. So I guess Adam Cole and MJF both being back in action, they just wanted to kind of get closure to that issue, I feel like Adam Cole and MJF are done with each other. I feel like that was just their way of signifying that MJF is back and he's going to be doing his thing. And Adam Cole should be back at any point too. I was kind of hoping that Adam Cole would join the Elite, but it feels like they're not, since so much time has passed now. Even MJF made his promo, he said no more bullshit, no more funny business, no more kangaroo kicks. How dare he take away the kangaroo kicks? But he did. He's all business now, and this Adam Cole stuff is done. It's his way, I guess, it's their way of saying this storyline was completely ruined by injury, and we're not even going to try to pay it off. We are done. So if that's what this meant, then great. Welcome back, MJF, and welcome back, Adam Cole. After that, we had the Bang Bang Gang defeating the Death Triangle to retain all 9 of their championships. They got this win with help from Juice Robinson. And it was reported by Michael Select earlier on in the day that Juice Robinson was backstage. So him returning here made a lot of sense. Helped the Bang Bang Gang retain, and Juice looked elated to be back. He was dancing, hopping all over that damn ring. It's pretty cool. So him return and Bang Bang are still your tag team champions or whatever the hell they are. Then we had Toni Storm defending her women's championship against Serena Deeb. Toni Storm got the win here as expected. Wasn't expecting Serena Deeb to pick up the championship because they are getting a lot with Toni Storm and Mariah May. Now Mariah May during the match had the towel in her hand, and Toni Storm was doing in the ring, and Mariah May wanted to throw in the towel. Luther wouldn't let her. He took the towel away from her. And then when Toni Storm looked out there, she saw Luther had the towel, and she was all kind of pissed at him. But she wound up winning the match with a Storm Zero, celebrating with Mariah May after the match. But Toni was not. That's how you get to the Toni Storm and Mariah May match. Otherwise, I think you would just have it falling out there and it would work just fine. But the news on the Open Heart tournament is kind of interesting. It definitely feels like it's a direct response to what WWE is doing with the King of the Ring, but which I think was like I can't remember, but his old school early AEW Orange Cassidy music was back. I love that. I had this match wrong. As a matter of fact, the next 4 matches in a row I predicted wrong. I had Trent Beretta beat No C here and joining the Don Callis family. Don Callis has been showing all this attention to Orange Cassidy, and I feel like it's going to be a swerve and Trent's going to be the one to turn. But Orange Cassidy beat him. Trent had a triangle choke. Cassidy rolled him over for the pin and picked up the win. Trent left the ring dejected when Nate Paquette tried to get an interview with him. And he just said, fuck this, I'm out of here. Rocky Romero was trying to calm him down. And he just basically said he quit, so I'm not doing it. Cost Orange Cassidy the match here. So I don't know what's going to happen here. Maybe it's not a ruse. Maybe Trent and Callis are not going to do it.
Because he did it well. To think about the story that they told the Emperor, he had to overcome. He did a blind face all and he overcame the story. He beat Evolution. He beat Triple H, he beat Orton and Batista. He overcame all the odds. He faced all odds. He overcame the story. The thing about the story that they told us from SummerSlam, and it led all the way to WrestleMania. I didn't think that would happen. I thought it made sense because I first thought we got Jericho, but instead it went exactly the way we thought, with a little bit of extra interference. It's a B plus. In other words, he's saying number 2. Kind of paled himself on the table, really scared. But then Brian Keith showed up. It sounds like he's also going to be joining the Learning Tree. Came out, attacked the trash can on Shibata, and Jericho hit hook with the Judas effect, but then elected to pin Shibata, just like everyone said. And I was so, no, it's not going to be that way. And it was that way. Way to Isn't that how Bret Hart won? Didn't he beat the undefeated, unstoppable Yokozuna? Wasn't he the WWE champion at WrestleMania 10? Bret Hart won. He was the one who beat Yokozuna, and he won the belt. He got it from him. He celebrated all the wrestlers, and they announced the word new era. That's exactly.
It will be in a New Japan way. But this match is still good, very fun, hardly brutal, and they did stuff for both guys. I'm a fan of both guys. Wait, thought champions pin. After that, we had Adam Copeland defending the TNT title against Malachi Black in the barbed wire steel cage. This thing was all kinds of dark. And we knew it would be. There was barbed wire all around the top of the cage, woven into the mesh. We had weapons in the ring right away, tables and chairs before they even got going. And after they brawl and blunt each other in the cage, Adam Copeland gets thrown through the cage door that breaks and gives way, and they fall still to the outside of the ring. When they do that, Brody King and Buddy Brody come down the ring when Malachi and Edge Adam Copeland are both in the aisle. They go over and they stand for Malachi and
Ain't this a big car? Ain't
he was telling me as a fan that they're going to turn on Malachi. Sure enough, they walk over to Adam Copeland and they stand with Copeland. I'm like, holy shit, a new leader in House of Black. And then what does Brody King do? Bam, blasts Adam Copeland. It was a swerve and then another swerve. They got me. And I love that. I like little things like that. I really enjoy being beat. You know, with a lot of us fans who've been watching for so long, it's kind of hard to trick us. So whenever we do get tricked, I love it. Doesn't make me mad. It makes me happy. I want to get tricked more. So I was very happy to kind of not see that coming and then get psyched out twice. Um, so since House of Black are out there, they're all in the ring now. All three of them have Adam Copeland in the ring. I think Brody and Buddy are holding him. Malachi's wrapping barbed wire around his head and whatnot. And then lights go down. We get music and lights and whatnot. Brody King gets like hit in the face by Gangrel, who is coming up through the ring. We had Gangrel on our radar. We've been talking about the Brood on the channel a lot lately. Even Adam Copeland's entrance last night at Double or Nothing was kind of had a Brood vibe. Tony up for Slayer. He came out to a badass theme up from underneath the ramp with the flames and whatnot. So it's kind of been on our radar that something Brood-like could be happening. We had Bloodbath last week. So Gangrel did, in fact, make an appearance. He came up through the ring, took out the members of House of Black, and that allowed Adam Copeland to take down Malachi Black with the cross face, wrapping the barbed wire around his face and really just pulled back. Malachi passes out. Referee calls for the bell, and Adam Copeland retains the TNT Championship. One big spot I forgot to mention. We can mention this because it's important. One thing that Adam Copeland did do in this match is deliver a top of the cage elbow drop on Malachi Black, who was laying horizontally on the table. And you didn't know what Copeland was going to do when he was up there, but the way he was coming down, it didn't even look like he was going to drop an elbow. It looked like he was going to hit Malachi with a coup de grace because he was just coming down feet first. And he ended up driving the elbow home, but landing on your legs like that. Think about Randy Savage jumping off the cage in WCW 97. Injured, because I would love to see Christian join this group. That would be a lot of fun. Now it was time for our triple main event. The first match was Mercedes Moné challenging Willow Nightingale for the TBS Championship. This match exceeded my expectations. I'm so glad. I was worried how this one would come off. Loved Willow's gear tonight. Loved her long hair, different look. Thought that was great. Mercedes coming out to the ring, soaking it all up, of course. And we predicted Mercedes to win, but I was kind of thinking she would have to cheat to do so or do something kind of shady. And I wasn't sure what kind of match we were going to get in the ring. But you know what? We got a good one. We got a really good one. Mercedes looked great. So did Willow. Willow held her own, but I was really kind of keeping my eye on Mercedes just to see what they like in the ring rust wise, and how their chemistry and would flow in the match and whatnot. And I thought the match was really good. The fans were engaged, and enthusiastic throughout the whole thing. This is awesome chance in the whole deal. Felt like the crowd was a little bit split too. You heard plenty of Mercedes chants and support in the audience, but it was just nice to hear the audience into the match. It was the quiet or dead spots, or stale spots or clunky spots in the match. They did really well. I had a good time watching this one. Mercedes did not need a whole lot of heel tactics to win this match. She just straight up won it. She was able to deliver her finisher, which is that back underhook thing or whatever it is, onto Willow, which was pretty impressive. Now, it didn't look great, but it didn't look like total shit. It actually wasn't that bad. And she was able to pin Willow and win the TBS title. She, of course, in her heel way, was very celebratory with the championship and all of that. You could tell, you could see it in her eyes that it meant a lot to her, and that made me happy to see that in Mercedes. That it seemed like she was genuinely happy about this accomplishment. And even though her character is to be a full of herself heel that looks down her noses at everybody else and thinks they're inferior, who is not the person that said right in the butt on Wheel of Fortune, look it up. He gets in the ring. He starts screaming at Willow. Statlander steps in to kind of protect Willow, not her down right on the rampway there. Stokely smiles, gigantic fucking grin on his face, and Statlander wound up turning on Willow, beating her up, and it was another ruse between Statlander and Stokely, tricking me as a fan. I was tricked earlier, and I was tricked again, and I love being tricked. So I'm glad that Statlander turned heel. That seemed like the next logical step for her, and now her and Willow will have a look. He took it from, and then the referee sees Nana holding the belt and tosses him out. So now it's like 4-on-1. Eventually, Kill Switch and Mama Wayne and Nick Wayne would interfere too much and get themselves tossed out as well. Swerve and Christian in the ring 1-on-1 with Swerve, putting down Christian in a tremendous finishing sequence to close out the match, complete with his stomp from the top rope and a beautifully brilliant looking house call. I love that finisher. I think it's my favorite finisher in wrestling right now. He hits that so well. It looks so good, so believable. The camera angle is always perfect on it. I'm a big, big fan of the house call finisher, putting down Christian. No surprise there. Swerve Strickland, like I said in the watch party last night, the earliest I think of the AEW can even consider taking the belt off of him would be All In. And a lot of fans might even think that's too early. But since we did get the word that the Owen Hart Cup finalists get title shots at All In, you have to wonder what that Owen Cup bracket is going to look like, especially now that MJF is back. Adam Cole might be in the mix. You got to wonder about Ospreay, Okada. If all of these guys are in it, who the hell goes over? And that left us with the main event here, this bonkers, insane Anarchy in the Arena match between the Elite and Team AEW. Bucks and Okada and Jack Perry taking on FTR, Darby Allin, and Bryan Danielson. The match, I've seen one of these things in person before. We've seen Anarchy in the arenas and Stadium Stampedes. We know that they're all over the place. We know they're crazy, and this one was no different. They started off with a lot of the music playing like they've done in the past. I think they had Darby's music playing from the beginning of it, and then the Bucks said, "Shut off his music. Let's play our new theme music." And then they start playing the Bucks music, and then Danielson gets on the mic and says, "Turn this shit off and turn on the greatest music ever, the greatest theme song ever." And they start playing the final countdown. Detroit Pistons fans, you know. So they play that for a while, and then Matt Jackson gets on the mic and screams at the production team, "Turn that off. It's costing us $200,000 every time they play that." Production trucks, and there's a big ice bath with beverages or water bottles in it or whatever, and he throws Jack Perry in the ice bath and he holds him in there. He's trying to drown him in the ice bath. So as soon as that happened, a couple of people in the chat said, "Hey, I think they're getting him wet because they're going to be busting out the flamethrower." And I'm like, that makes a lot of sense. But the problem is a lot of time went by. Jack Perry got wet, but then he did this whole other thing next to this shady looking debris pile, which was just a total planted pile. It's all a working pile. It's just FedEx boxes, some bullshit pallets, and those orange and white Dax Harwood looks a lot like Tamahara Ishii with that belt that he's got on. So they're bloody as hell, and everybody's brawling everywhere. And then we see Jack Perry resurface. Jack Perry comes back out to the ramp, and he looks crazy wet. Like too much shit. But meanwhile, Tony Khan flees the scene, rolls down the ramp on the aisle ramp. It was just quite a bonkers scene. And put them on, they pump up with thumbtacks on.
Liv Morgan kisses Dominic Mysterio. I had to admit it.
We have had a lot of wrestling. On Saturday, King and Queen of the Ring, we had AEW. In a very long time, Raw has rebounded from where it used to be. Raw used to be way down here. And Raw is much better than it used to be, but this episode. Morgan, it's the kids match. Tonight in the main event. King of the Ring, Queen of the Ring was so much better than what we got tonight. It felt like Becky was just completely zoned out tonight. And Liv Morgan did not have her best effort tonight at all. Becky Lynch got a World Championship title match in the main event of tonight's Monday Night Raw against Liv Morgan and Steel Cage. As of Monday morning, Becky Lynch and WWE had not reached terms on a new contract, though the two sides have been in contact. But it was not learned if the deal is imminent or agreed upon outside of that. There hasn't been a new deal reached yet. We also have not learned on if it has any bearing on. It's Becky Lynch again, but I will say this: Becky Lynch has been a lot of talk about her future in WWE, and there's been a lot of talk about her contract status. We have not heard any of her contract status, but we know from her own words that Becky Lynch's WWE contract is up right around now. It could be as early as this week. So she lost her title on Saturday, and that got a lot of people talking, because if she's not under contract, then of course you take the championship off. And her getting another title shot so quickly thereafter could be that they just want to get it out of the, because maybe she's not going to be back in WWE, except of course she's going to be back in WWE. But there's a chance that Becky Lynch may have wrestled her last match for a while tonight. We don't know, but there's a chance. And if that was Becky Lynch's last match for a while, what a lame, terrible way to go. That was such a lame fucking finish to that cage. First of all, it was just, as a cage match, it was a terrible match. If you took those two women and just put them in the ring, it would have been a very basic, perfectly acceptable match. If not boring. But it would have been fine. In a cage, there was no need for this to be in a cage, other than for them to do the angle that they did at the very end. That was the only reason. And what they did was, they had Braun Strowman, who some may say is still running. Some may say he's still running. He was running from the beginning of the show, chasing after JD McDonough. All throughout the night, he was chasing after him in the back, looking for him, right up until the very end of the show, when he came back out to the ring, because McDonough had come back out with Finn Balor and chased him around the ring. He knocks Dominic into the cage door, which goes into Becky. It's this whole chain of events that unfolds. And that is how Becky Lynch ultimately met her maker here at the end of this match. And Liv Morgan is still your women's world champion. Now,
When this was over, Dominic, of course, had a boo-boo face, like he made another mistake. Liv Morgan is giving him, this very intense stare in the aisleway, and then they immediately go off the air. Now, this has been an issue the last few weeks with Raw. They cut it very close to the 11 o'clock hour. USA Network does not give them an overrun, does not give them any extra time. So at 11 o'clock, they have a hard stop, and they just cut, and they go right into the next show. And I know last week, I think it was, again, they cut it very, very close. Where
People texting me, close friends that watch products religiously like I do, hitting me up. Is this Becky's last match? Do you think Becky's
they knew in other countries, on other channels, it aired. So this was a USA Network thing, but when Raw went off the air, what happened at the end was Liv Morgan and Dominic Mysterio locked lips. Liv Morgan grabbed this kid by the head and tried to swallow his entire face. Yes, Liv Morgan planted a wet one on Dominic Mysterio. Well, look, it's completely understandable. I mean, both of them have had run-ins with law enforcement, so I think it kind of brings them together. They've had some traumatic experiences with the police. Maybe this is the tie that binds. So the big payoff here, if you were watching on USA Network, you didn't even see it. But that's how Raw went off the air for everybody else in the world, unless you were watching here on USA Network. And not even that was enough for me to sit here and tell you that I thought this was a great show, because this was not a great show. This was mostly a very dull show. But that was not a show without things that I liked, and without things that I thought were very good. Case in point, the best thing on the entire show was definitely not this stuff. The best thing on the entire show tonight involved Chad Gable and the Alpha Academy and Sami Zayn. And that came in hour number 3. Because there was a match that Otis had, and following that match, there was a segment, there was an emergency meeting in the ring of the Alpha Academy. This great angle where Chad Gable has just been, he's like the abusive coach. And he has been just berating these people and just insulting them, mocking them, and embarrassing them in front of the entire world. And they're putting so much heat on Chad Gable. And people are so sympathetic towards Otis. They're sympathetic towards Tozawa, and they're sympathetic towards Maxine Dupree. When the day finally comes that Otis sees the error of his ways, and he really does not need this man anymore, he breaks away from Chad Gable, he puts down Chad Gable, and it's going to be a glorious moment. They're doing a masterful job of telling this story and getting people invested, because it's such a simple story to buy into. You want to see this man get his ass whooped, and you want to see Otis wake up out of this trance that he's in here. It's like he's under this man's spell. He's so loyal to him. You just want him to snap out of it and just see things for how they really are. So I think that is easily the best part of Monday Night Raw now, at least in terms of anything going on outside of what Drew McIntyre and CM Punk are doing. Certainly the best thing going on right now is the Chad DeMont. That's right, Slap Tongue. Chad DeMont. Although let's not go that far, given some of the things that he was accused of there at the PC. But that's basically what they're going for here. The other thing on the show was we had a rematch with Ricochet and Ilya Dragunov. While it was not as great as the first match they had, because of course they're telling a story with Braun Breaker, so we did not.
Mercedes? She was long gone before Triple H even had a time to discuss anything with her. And by the time he really did get into discussions with Mercedes, she was already talking back and forth with Tony Khan and already made a decision on what she wanted to do. Do you genuinely believe that Triple H is going to allow WWE to also lose Becky Lynch? You don't think these people are going to sign Becky Lynch or make an effort to sign Becky Lynch and give this woman whatever she wants? There is absolutely no fucking way on this planet Triple H is going to lose both Mercedes and Becky Lynch in the same year. None.
This is your Monday Night Raw review for Memorial Day, May 27th, 2024. I am Solomon. So like, subscribe, super chats are open. I thank you in advance for them. It's been a very busy weekend. This is my fourth show here in the last couple of days. So thank you, by the way, for those of you who joined me earlier today. This is my second stream here for today, because earlier on we were live on YouTube for the Double or Nothing review, the AEW Double or Nothing review. Went live at around noon today, if that show went so late last night. So for those of you who were not able to join, make sure you check that out on the channel when you are done here. Went through and dissected the entire show from top to bottom, the good, the bad, the ugly, and there was some ugly. Although overall it was an excellent show. Just make sure you go back and you check that out. Well, let's talk about Raw here tonight, because Raw opened with a recap of the King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring on Saturday, and we had Ludwig Kaiser in the ring to introduce us to the new King of the Ring 2024. That is the ring general Gunther, who came out in a suit carrying his crown. I still love the fact that he will not put the crown on his head. He holds the crown, which kind of looks ridiculous enough. It's not a manly enough crown. Like when Roman Reigns beat the hell out of Xavier Woods a few years ago and he took his crown, remember, he placed it on his own head. It's a different crown. I don't know. That crown looked better than this one. This one looks like, I don't know, it looks like something you would wear to like prom or something. A prom king and prom queen. It's not a crown befitting of Gunther. So I don't blame him for not putting it on his head. It would look ridiculous. But he's carrying it around with him. Michael Cole on commentary acknowledged that it was a controversial finish on Saturday with Randy Orton's shoulder being up off the mat. Gunther looked at his crown. He said that he beat Orton. He is now the rightful king of the ring. He is challenged for the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam, and that is true. By virtue of his win on Saturday, he will challenge World Heavyweight title, whoever it is, whoever's the champion, come August 3rd. Gunther has his shot locked in. So he said the King of the Ring tournament lacked prestige. He said that he had to step up and raise the tournament to heights never seen before. He said the World Heavyweight title has prestige as well, because the champion won it by taking shortcuts. That is Money in the Bank. At that point, the World Heavyweight Champion Damian Priest made his way to the ring. He did not arrive by himself. He had Finn Balor and JD McDonough with him. He took issue with Gunther questioning the prestige of his title. He said, "We all saw that you didn't beat Randy Orton." He added that, "Yeah, I cashed in Money in the Bank because I earned the right to do so. And by the way, I was not the only man to take that briefcase and use it to cash in for a world title." So he said that's how it works, and he questioned whether Gunther gets how business works in WWE. Gunther said, "Well, maybe you could teach me about business." He said that he's been waiting for someone to teach him anything inside the ring since he joined this company. He told Priest to give him his business lesson in the ring at SummerSlam, or he can save it for after, when he will have to address him as the World Heavyweight Champion. Priest questioned what Gunther could teach him that he doesn't already know, and then he was interrupted by Drew McIntyre. So we had the old parade of interruptions here at the beginning of Raw, a Vince McMahon special. Play the person's music, they come out, they interrupt, play another person's music, out they come. How many times over the years have we seen this? So he gets in the ring, and the crowd chants for CM Punk. And McIntyre said that Punk has been back for 6 months now. And McIntyre said he's been the highlight of Punk's return. He's been the highlight of CM Punk's return to the company. He says if it wasn't for me, Punk would have screwed up and he would have been fired and he would have nowhere left to go. So you're welcome. McIntyre said that he would become champion in less than 3 weeks. At this point, Gunther realized I don't need to be here anymore. He kind of looked like Tanahashi was looking at that post-show press conference after Double or Nothing last night. Like, what am I doing here? I'm gonna step away. I don't really need to be here anymore. Or Tanahashi. So he left the two of them alone in the ring. McIntyre said that he wants the best version of Damian Priest, and the champion is spreading himself too thin. He said the Judgment Day has gone to hell ever since the real leader, Rhea Ripley, got hurt. McIntyre brought up Wade Barrett, Finley, William Regal, and the British Bulldog. What a faction that would have been. What a faction. The British Bulldog, Fit Finley, Wade Barrett, and William Regal. That could have worked at one time. He said, what do they all have in common? They're all UK legends who have 0 world championships between them. McIntyre said that he's already won 3, and he will soon have a 4th world title. So he said the fans at the last Clash at the Castle, they broke Roman Reigns, and he would have defeated Roman were it not for Solo Sikoa. That was in Cardiff. That was in Wales. He said this time they're in Scotland. Scotland is his country, and it was time for a geography lesson because they don't teach geography anymore in the United States. So a USA chant broke out because anytime you offend fans here in the crowd, they there will rumble into that.
Triple H letting it happen. And I don't see Becky Lynch walking away from her husband.
Stop right there, because that's not true. That's not true. As I found out last night, the most passionate people in the world are the AEW fans. Can't say anything bad. Otherwise, oh boy, better watch out. So the Scottish people are the second most passionate people in the world. He said he's been called a Terminator. He's been called a warrior. He's been called a psychopath. I digress. Skin. And he asked McIntyre if his wife is going to be there, what her name is. And McIntyre started seething at the mere mention of his wife. And Priest said, look, I just wanted to get under your skin. And it worked. So at this point, Braun Strowman's music interrupts. And here comes Braun Strowman on his way to the ring. McIntyre at this point makes his exit. Strowman gets inside. He goes face to face with Damian Priest, which could potentially be foreshadowing a future world title match. I'm not so sure that Damian Priest is going to be the champion long enough to defend that title against Braun Strowman, although if he somehow holds on to it, which is possible, if he holds on to it at Clash at the Castle, I could see that being a Money in the Bank title match. I could see Money in the Bank in July. They could do, Strowman and Priest. That's a possibility.
Yeah, on that
Money,
place
he may not be champion long enough for it. So Priest managed to he motioned for his or Strowman anyway, motioned for Priest's sidekicks, Finn Balor and JD McDonough to join him. Balor and McDonough, they climbed up onto the apron. That was the tease for we got the match that was coming up on the flip side of the break between Braun Strowman and JD McDonough. It was weird. First of all, I don't like these segments generally when they have this parade of people who come out, at the perfect time, and everybody has to, their music plays and they come out. It's just such a tired formula. With the right people, it can work. Here, it just didn't work. You really need people who can go out there and talk and keep you engaged for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 25 minutes. This was not the right mix of people, but what is the fact that, we had Gunther out there with Ludwig Kaiser, then we had Damian Priest, then we had Drew McIntyre. They're all heels. And Priest has been showing some babyface tendencies here and there of late, wanting to kind of do things on his own and stuff like that, but he's a heel. If it wasn't made clear here, it was made clear later in the show when he came out and beat the hell out of Rey Mysterio. So he's a heel, Gunther is a heel, Drew McIntyre is a heel. So you had 3 heels in the ring, all cutting a promo on each other. Gunther had practically nothing to say. I mean, he really did. And what was there for him to say? He won King of the Ring. He says, look, I'm going to win the World Heavyweight title. What else is left for him to say, really? So he didn't say much. McIntyre, as usual in these situations, was the strongest promo of the bunch. Not that Priest is bad, but Drew McIntyre is just on fire. He's one of the best promos right now in the entire company. I did like, though, what they accomplished here was that they promoted 2 different events that are coming up. Their next show coming up is Clash at the Castle in 3 weeks. And we have a World Heavyweight title match already scheduled. They promoted that, but they also reminded us that at SummerSlam, Gunther is going to be challenging for that championship. It could be Drew, or it could be Damian Priest. But he's next in line. They made you very much aware of that here in this segment. So they managed to promote both shows in effect. But this segment did not warrant 20 minutes to open this show. This was not the segment for a 20-minute promo check. Now Braun Strowman was already out there, as was JD McDonough. That was the first match here to open things up. Joined already in progress as they came back from the commercial break. Strowman gorilla press McDonough over his head.
But I did like the continuation of the Braun Breaker storyline. I'm loving the intensity that Braun Breaker is bringing to Monday Night Raw. I love the fact that he's ruffling the feathers of management. I think it's great. And I still firmly believe that we are heading towards Adam Pearce doing what he can to get rid of Braun Breaker. I do think that Braun Breaker is going to be traded to SmackDown. I don't know what's going to happen before then. I don't know if we're going to get a match out of it, at least with Ricochet or Dragunov or whatever the case may be. But I do think that they're there to begin with. Don't know why they moved him only to then move him back, but I mean, we can question that at a later date. It does materialize that way. But Braun Breaker and what he's been doing on Monday Night Raw has been great stuff. Chad Gable and the Alpha Academy, great stuff. I love this segment tonight with the Alpha Academy. Love this segment with Sami Zayn. Setting that up for Clash at the Castle.
Me too.
And Drew McIntyre focusing on the World Championship. WWE is teasing McIntyre, Priest, McIntyre, Gunther, Priest. We don't know which way it's going to go. We don't know who's the champion going into SummerSlam. But WWE, they're at least foreshadowing what's to come with the World Heavyweight Championship. And this all does not include CM Punk, who hopefully will be back very, very, very soon. So we'll go over Monday Night Raw tonight. That is pretty much all that I enjoyed on Monday night. Outside of that, it was a thumbs down show. I thought it was a fucking bore fest from Savannah, Georgia tonight, live on Monday night. Thank you guys very much for all your support. It's been a long weekend, man. A long, long weekend. I don't know how I'm sitting here. I don't know how I've had the energy to just keep going. Friday, actually. We started Friday at House of Glory. Has to deal with the Judgment Day. And they are getting embarrassed. Even with the assistance of Carlito. They are losing.
There goes that kiss. Wait, what? Oh, okay. I'm just showing you guys the sevens here. Hold on.
Oh, my God.
Here's the segment. That's the Chad Gable and the Alpha Academy segment. I thought the segment was great. It was phenomenal. The story that they're telling going into Classic Cast is gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome. I cannot wait. Alright, come on.
Let me help you. And incinerate, eviscerate.
That she beat Becky Lynch on.
JD from NY, or use code JD from NY. Layout. The Queen of the Ring finals, which it's good to have her have a bit of on-screen following, making all the way. Like it felt like she was back at. If Adam Cope is okay. Well, the hope was.
Well, there's not that many. Only 6 of them.
See Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker. I hate the name, but you cannot deny that this guy has talent that is unmatched.
Tape all across his ribs, side of his ribs. Adam Pearce was not convinced that he.
That they don't really massive for Double or Nothing.
So they did mention Michael Cole and Pat McAfee did know that Triple H acknowledged that Randy Orton's shoulder wasn't down, but the referee's decision is final. Now, I don't know where they're going to go with this story. Randy Orton's shoulder was up on Saturday, but tainted King of the Ring victory for Gunther. How are they going to play this out? Triple H already alluded to that we will get a rematch. It will be Gunther versus Randy Orton. I don't know what the stakes will be. I don't know if Gunther is going to have to put the crown on the line. I don't know what the stipulation for that match is going to be. But I could see something along the lines of the bloodline getting involved and fucking over Randy Orton. And Randy Orton losing out on another title shot after Triple H gives him a rematch, only for management to end up giving him the title shot against Cody Rhodes on SmackDown at SummerSlam for the WWE Championship. I don't know. It's going to be very interesting to see how they play all of this out, because I don't think that they're doing a rematch to just beat Gunther and then have him lose his title opportunity. There will be some additional shenanigans in that match, whenever that match takes place. So Gunther smiled. He said that on Saturday he defeated Orton, which made him king of the ring, and also earned him a title match at SummerSlam. He says that means he should talk about Damian Priest. We can talk about Damian Priest, but we got 2 pay-per-views before we get to SummerSlam. So we realistically don't know if Damian Priest is going to be champion walking into SummerSlam. He says he took on added responsibility when Rhea Ripley suffered an injury. He says he admires that because he also succeeds when he takes on responsibility. He said when he became Intercontinental Champion, the title lacked prestige and went on to be the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time. Facts. He is. He said the World Heavyweight title currently lacks prestige because the current champion took a shortcut, meaning that he cashed in Money in the Bank and he didn't win it honorably. Judgment Day's music played. Out walks Damian Priest with Finn Balor and JD Spicy McCrispy. Priest got in the ring, and the championship match is signed, sealed, and delivered. Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight Championship at Flash at the Castle in 3 weeks. Priest acknowledged Gunther is king and will get a title match. He says he proved nothing, though, because everyone saw he didn't beat Randy Orton. So are we just now going to diminish that he beat Randy Orton, but the referee and the decision was final? Because in the record books, it shows that Gunther defeated Randy Orton and became king of the ring. Triple H even said so. The referee's decision is final. So why are we diminishing that he won the king of the ring? Don't really understand. He said the credit Gunther should receive is for costing Orton an opportunity. Priest says he cashed in because he earned the briefcase in a ladder match. That's how it works. He says he cashed it in like a lot of others did before him. That's how it works. Do you get how business works around here? I could teach you a lesson, Priest says to Gunther. Gunther says it doesn't matter to him how he feels about it. He says he focuses on the facts, and the fact is, he is king of the ring. He says if he's still champion at SummerSlam, he'll challenge him for the title. He said since he arrived in WWE, he's been waiting for anyone to teach him something. He says he can't teach Priest about business, but he can certainly teach him about this great sport that I love. Priest asks Gunther he can teach him since he is the world champion. He says they'll go to war at SummerSlam. Pat McAfee said maybe. Out comes Drew McIntyre. Drew walked to the ring. He gets in the ring. He faces Gunther one-on-one. And fans are chanting for CM Punk, CM Punk. It was also noted by commentary that Gunther was the only wrestler who has defeated Drew McIntyre clean in the last 4 years. So obviously Punk has got a lot to do with Drew McIntyre. Drew said Punk has been back for 6 months, and the highlight of his return has been Drew McIntyre. He says, if not for him injuring CM Punk, he would have screwed up and been fired by now. He says he has nowhere else to go, so he should be thanking Drew McIntyre. He says he will be world champion in less than 3 weeks. Gunther stepped out of the ring without saying much of anything because it's not Gunther's time right now. Gunther still has 2 months to go. We don't know who will be the world champion. So Damian Priest says he's not looking past him, but he knows the outcome of their match. Drew said Priest is spreading himself too thin. Same thing he said about Seth Rollins going into WrestleMania. He says his cohorts are screwing up left and right. He pointed at Balor, and he pointed at McNuggets at ringside, and said no offense. Drew said Wade Barrett, Fit Finlay, and William Regal are UK legends, and they won 0 world championships. He said he's the only wrestler from the United Kingdom to have won it. He told him to watch the last Flash at the Castle. He says he broke Roman Reigns mentally because the fans were so wildly behind him. When Drew took a dig here in the United States, he said, generally, that's what I found to be true. So fans chanted USA, USA. Drew rolled his eyes. He described the United Kingdom on a map and told Damian Priest that he's walking into a war zone. He says he's about to take his bloody world championship. Priest laughed and asked if his game plan is to try and get under his skin. He says he thinks the crowd booing him is going to affect him in Scotland. He says he has made a living proving people wrong. He asked McIntyre if his wife will be at Clash at the Castle. He asked what her name is. What is her name? Drew told him to choose his next words carefully. Priest says he doesn't care if she'll be there or not. I just wanted to see if I could get under your skin and if you do anything about it. Braun Strowman, his music at the PA system, he walks out. Drew left the ring at this point, and then Braun walked over the top rope and stood in front of Priest, which was basically setting up the opening match here, which was Braun Strowman versus J.D. McFish. in the open of Monday Night Raw. McIntyre is always excellent. I thought Gunther handles himself well on the microphone. He's just got that James Bond villain-like stature and ambiance about him. I think he's great. You're not going to tell me that Gunther isn't doing great shit right now. I don't give a shit what you tell me or how you feel about Gunther. I don't have any emotional ties to Damian Priest as the world champion. I don't. With Gunther now involved and McIntyre involved and CM Punk going to be involved, it is very difficult for me to sit here and hope that Damian Priest walks away unscathed as world champion. He's not. And I think if he does, it's a wrong move. Honestly. This whole segment felt weird. Because right now we're in this stage with Damian Priest, where I feel like he's a heel. And it just feels weird. This whole situation with Damian Priest feels weird. He's a heel. But you know that the story is him getting fed up with Judgment Day, and a babyface turn is coming for Damian Priest. And more than likely a match with Finn Balor at some point, because I could see Finn Balor costing him the World Championship. I don't know how anybody saw this and got excited about what's to come. We're all excited about Drew McIntyre, and we're all excited about what's happening at Clash of the Castle, and we're all excited for the aspect of CM Punk, but I can't get excited about Damian Priest right now. He's a heel. Gunther's out there. He's a heel. We're a confrontation between the current King of the Ring, who's a heel, and the current World Champion, who is a heel. They're both heels going back and forth. Who am I supposed to cheer for? Who are the fans supposed to put their emotional ties in? They're both heels. It came off very, very weird. Then out comes Drew McIntyre, who in front of this audience is a heel. He won't be a heel in Scotland, but he's a heel. So that's what we got for his heel. Gunther, a heel. McIntyre, a heel. We got three heels going back and forth over who's going to be the world champion. If I had to choose one of them, I'm going with McIntyre, Gunther, and then Priest. It just came off very weird. Who am I supposed to cheer for? If all of them are being portrayed and presented as heel, if they turn Damian Priest into a babyface, this entire dynamic changes. I don't think Damian Priest in this promo, in this segment, carried himself well to go back and forth with Gunther and back and forth with Drew McIntyre. I don't think he's that good on the microphone, especially on the microphone against Drew McIntyre. But if they turn him babyface, which is probably the direction that they're going, I can see all of this being a lot better than it was right now. How do we get him to be babyface? I don't know. I don't know what the situation is. I want to throw one thing at you. I want to throw one thing at you as far as how I think Damian Priest gets kicked out of Judgment Day and how Damian Priest loses the World Heavyweight Championship. You know, a lot of people looking at Money in the Bank. A lot of people looking at Money in the Bank. Yes. Oh man, Money in the Bank is going to be a great pay-per-view. LA Knight should win Money in the Bank for men. No, LA Knight's not going to win Money in the Bank. WWE hasn't given you any reason to believe LA Knight's going to win Money in the Bank. You know who my early odds-on favorite to win Money in the Bank is? Finn Balor. I think WWE's going to use Finn Balor as Money in the Bank briefcase holder and winner this year, and I have a feeling that he's going to end up cashing in on Damian Priest, the World Heavyweight Championship. And I think Balor, by cashing in, is going to ruin Damian Priest's title run. And I feel at Money in the Bank, it will be a situation where he drops the championship. I'm going to make a hot button prediction right now. I don't think Drew McIntyre is going to win the World Heavyweight Championship at Clash of the Castle. It is way too obvious. Way too obvious. I honestly think they are better off building rematch at Money in the Bank because of CM Punk's obvious involvement. We have not heard a fucking word or seen one CM Punk appearance for weeks now. What are they waiting for? Out of sight, out of mind. Punk is going to show up and stop. Punk is not showing up on Raw. Punk is not showing up this week. He's not showing up next week. He's not going to show up this weekend. He's not going to show up and stop. Out of sight, out of mind. It is way too obvious that Drew McIntyre's winning the World Championship. That's way too obvious. So I think that he's Money in the Bank. Finn Balor has Money in the Bank to ruin that. Use that to get McIntyre the World Championship. Have him cash in. Have him fail. Have him botch. Have the Judgment Day split. And then you book Woods versus Balor at SummerSlam. Didn't he Woods go babyface? He gets kicked out of Judgment Day. Finn Balor takes over Judgment Day. Judgment Day remains Finn Balor, JT McDonough, Carlito, Dominic Mysterio, and Liv Morgan, replacing Rhea Ripley. When Rhea Ripley comes back, she will also be babyface. I think that's where we're going. Alright. Who else? Who else is slotted more perfectly for Money in the Bank than Finn Balor? Ilya Dragunov? Way too early. Way too early. Ricochet? No thank you. Braun Breaker? No thank you. Braun Strowman? No thank you. Who on SmackDown is ready for Money in the Bank? AJ Styles? No, we've been there, done that. He may actually be getting the championship match against Cody Rhodes at Money in the Bank. We don't fucking know. We don't know. Cody's going to need an opponent for Money in the Bank. Who's it going to be? Who's going to be placed in the castle? I don't even know that. There's nobody else. Carmelo Hayes? They ain't ready for a world championship. These guys are babies. They're babies. This is the Vince McMahon era. Let's give Austin Theory the Money in the Bank. No. Now we're going to use the Money in the Bank as a vehicle to tell bigger stories. That's what I genuinely believe is going to happen. LA Knight is not winning Money in the Bank. I just told you he's not winning Money in the Bank. There's no reason for him to win Money in the Bank. LA Knight and Logan Paul is your SummerSlam match in the United States title. What the fuck is he losing Money in the Bank for? I think we get Balor winning Money in the Bank. I think McIntyre does not win the World Championship. I think this gets prolonged for another month. Drew McIntyre wins the World Championship. Gunther gets a shot at SummerSlam. What does Punk do in the meantime? I don't know, man. Maybe it's made into a triple threat match. Maybe we get McIntyre, Punk, and Gunther. I don't know. That'd be something else, huh? McIntyre, Punk, and Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship? Possibility. All we need is a nice explanation on how Punk is going to get a World Championship match. Put yourself in the title match. McIntyre, Punk sounds like a SummerSlam match, and it's all right. Gunther's getting the World Championship match. We know that much. Or maybe they just take it away from him. Maybe we're beats to the ground. Maybe they do what the lady King of the Ring and do it right. Maybe Randy Orton was the fucking King of the Ring. He challenged Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam. They didn't Gunther out. I have no idea. There's a lot going on here, man. A lot of questions. We don't know which direction they're going, but more questions are better than no questions. But I like that. We are kind of processing how many different scenarios. I like it. I did not like the opening segment. It was very weird. This role would make a lot more sense if Danny Bridge was babyface, but we got to build up to that moment. Braun Strowman versus J.D. McFlurry. Yes, this was an actual match. Braun was in the match. This is his first singles match, I believe, back in WWE after injury. McDonough tried to attack Strowman. Strowman slapped his chest, sent him hard into the mat. He landed a big running clothesline on the corner. We're going to come back and break about 3 minutes.
What is wrong with me? All I myself, and sometimes the streams for me, and fail. They have not won. They really haven't won a big match in a while, and so they need to hit rock bottom first as a way to explain whatever attitude shift they're going to have. So I don't have an issue with this. If the plan is for them to go heel, if they go heel, they should be paired up with Chad Gable versus Michael Cole recaps Ted Cruz being attacked by Carlito backstage last week. Rey Mysterio. Now we're back live with that. Rey Mysterio delivers a backstage promo and said that Carlito was welcomed into the LWO with open arms. Rey said that Carlito would still be his brother had he not taken his turn. He said that Carlito's jealousy over Dragon Lee made him bitter. Rey said that Carlito can run to the Judgment Day, and hey, maybe they'll welcome him with open arms like he did. But he said those days are over. He said Carlito would not find an old friend in the ring. He would find out what happens when we cross the LWO. Oh, did I say Ted Cruz? I meant Cruz Del Toro. Hold on a second. Yes, Cruz Del Toro.
Again.
Last week on TV, Cruz Del Toro. Maybe I'm trying to look like Sonya Deville speaking to somebody in the background. Then we have the Authors of Pain taking on the Creed brothers. Julius Creed had a chance to shine. I mean, as much as he can shine in a 2.5-minute match. Kathy Kelly tried to provide us with an update. Lances right at him. And Adam Pearce got real quiet. He got real quiet and shut up pretty quick. And Braun Breaker walked through them. It was not as good as their first match. Obviously, they didn't get as much time. The finish they did, it was not nearly as good as their first one. But they were well on their way before Braun Breaker ruined it. But it and followed that up with a moonsault from the middle rope. Back inside, both men traded strikes until Dragon turned Ricochet Kings.
McIntyre and Priest as well. It's all about getting Priest a babyface and kicking him out of judgment. I don't know where they go. There's a lot of moving parts. But I like the original idea of Balor winning Money in the Bank, McIntyre getting his championship match against Priest at Money in the Bank, getting a rematch because Punk fucks him over at Clash of the Castle. Balor thinks he's slick, and he cashes in, and McIntyre pins Balor to win the World Championship, and Damian Priest blames him. That's what I'm going. But that Braun Strowman tease, I don't know what the fuck that was for. I don't know why they did that. Not interested in that whatsoever, but I gotta put him in the World Championship discussion as well because there's not going to be anybody in Judgment Day that's going to be able to handle Braun Strowman but Damian Priest. Another interesting wrinkle in the plans. Carlito and Balor attacked Strowman, but he knocked them all down.
Fucking cupping marks all over his back. I don't even know if that stuff works. I gotta buy stock in one of these companies. Kyrie targeted the ribs and then
A lot of the other guys. Kathy Kelly needs to be a little more. She asked if she had any remorse over how she beat Becky Lynch. She said no. Although she didn't know that Dominic Mysterio was going to come out and do what he did. She said it's technically still true that she never beat Becky Lynch one-on-one because of that. She said she will beat Becky straight up tonight with her title on the line. Great. I think I'm I'm done seeing Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan. Carlito, he walks backstage. He's in the Judgment Day's headquarters. Balor asks him what took him so long to come out there and help. Carlito says he was waiting for the right time. Priest said, that obviously did not work out. Go find McDonough so you guys can regroup. Priest left. Balor and Carlito argued over who would try to go find JD McFish first. McFish was down. Braun Strowman found him, and he chased him throughout the entire show. Ricochet. They showed footage earlier from the trainer's room with Ricochet trying to get clearance to wrestle tonight, checking on his ribs. Ricochet told Adam Pearce he wanted Braun Breaker in a one-on-one match tonight on Raw. Pearce said, well, that's not going to happen because I suspended Braun Breaker for what he did last week. Dragunov walked in and thanked him for what he did last week. Ricochet said, listen, I got cleared. I'm ready tonight. Dragunov says, I don't fight broken people. I want you 100%. Ricochet said, I've never been broken before, and he asked Adam Pearce to make this match happen, a rematch from the King of the Ring. Individual, Ricochet told him, don't get me a beater. Dragunov was dressed sharp in a nice suit. This was earlier in the day. Fast forward to tonight, Ricochet versus Dragunov, one-on-one rematch from the first round of the King of the Ring tournament. This went 11 minutes. It's one shorter than what we got on the King of the Ring Monday Night Raw a couple weeks back. But this is still every bit as good. These guys work great together. We go right to commercial break at the 2-minute mark. Dragunov drove Ricochet out of the ring with a big running knee. We go right to commercial break. We come back from the break. Ricochet dove through the ropes, selling the ribs the entire match. Dove through the ropes, tackled Dragunov into the ringside barricade. Dragunov drove Ricochet into the ringside barricade seconds later. Ricochet landed a leaping moonsault off the ring apron onto Dragunov. We go back to the ring. Ricochet kicked Dragunov out of midair, landed a recoil for a very close near fall. He followed that up with a top rope shooting star press. So he was going for the kill here. The crowd was really getting into it. Around the 10-minute mark, 11-minute mark, we get Braun Breaker showing up out of nowhere and legitimately spearing Ricochet in half, flipping him over, turning him inside out. Breaker fended off Dragunov's shots. He then speared Dragunov, and Braun yelled, pulled down his shirt, took off his shirt, yelling. Michael Cole's yelling, Braun Breaker.
Alright.
Oh. WWE, they're calling me the Terminator. Live on.
Well, might will end the video. I made the video long enough. As I said, it was going to be an hour and 30 minutes. An hour and 35 minutes is long enough. I don't want to make it too long. Now, I don't want to show any more of the podcasters.
Priest now dragging Lee with a razor's edge in the ring. And Mysterio attacked Priest, kicked him into the ropes, set up for a 619, but Balor got in his way, and Priest booted him. And then Priest laid out Mysterio with a huge south of heaven chokeslam. Balor and Carlito were momentarily happy until Priest looked over in their direction outside the ring and shot them a death stare. Basically annoyed, I have to come out here and do all this by myself. So Mysterio and Priest have already been announced one-on-one. for next week's Raw. Backstage, Chad Gable scolded Akira Tozawa for not being in Saudi Arabia, claimed that he was distracted during his match because all he could think about was Tozawa. I thought that was funny. That was funny. As if anybody is thinking of Tozawa. So Braun Strowman walked by and asked if they had seen JD McDonough, and they said no. And he kept on walking. Or limping. Otis and Maxine, they arrived after Strowman left to go continue his search. And Gable's
the Bulldogs with Baron Corbin, and they just murder every fucking tag team. Seriously. I don't know where we're going with this, but I tell you what, man, the mid card on Monday Night Raw, if you guys got this simple fucking yet effective being told the Braun Breaker, look at the mid card, man. Drago, Ricochet, Braun Breaker. There's no title on the line. WWE's making it as effective as possible. It's simple storytelling. Nothing too crazy. They're not breaking any boundaries. They're not setting the world on fire here. It's just a simple young talent disobeying management storyline. But look at how great Braun Breaker is in this role, man. He's believable. It is absolutely in the heat. The fucking intensity. The heat when he's out there. It's great. People are oohing and eyeing, and they can't wait to see this guy destroy shit. The booking of Braun Breaker has been absolutely fucking perfect on Monday Night Raw. Perfect. And now you're getting him involved with Ricochet and Ilya Dragunov. Sign me the fuck up. I can't wait to see what these guys do. Very simple yet effective mid-card stuff on Monday Night Raw. That's what we need. Great. Captain Kelly went backstage. Adam Pearce was still arguing with Braun Breaker. We never got an explanation. We never got Pearce to talk about this. She said Pearce might be second-guessing directing Braun Breaker to Raw. Pearce, he walked away, and Kiana James, new NXT talent that got called up, stopped him. I don't know what she told Adam Pearce, but all I said to myself was, I wonder what the dynamic is. So that's another interesting aspect about all this look, because she got drafted as a wrestler, yet she's looking like a consultant for Adam Pearce. She may be playing that Sonya Deville managerial role on Monday Night Raw, which I don't really care for. But Adam Pearce said, let's go talk in my office. I need a drink. So we move on from that. We didn't hear about Braun Breaker or Adam Pearce anymore in the show. We had a video playing earlier in the day. R-Truth was giving Miz an ice cream cone from inside an ice cream truck. Miz asked why R-Truth made him wear all white. So they did a gag and a little scoop here where New Day and Truth made Miz feel guilty for assuming Truth would be the chocolate ice cream. Miz wore all white, he was vanilla, and R-Truth wore black, and he would be the chocolate ice cream. That's what they alluded to. I'll tell you what is vanilla. Miz's moveset. That is vanilla. So Karrion Kross all of a sudden comes up and approaches him outside in front of the ice cream truck. Miz asks, listen, what do you want? Kross says he's trying to help Xavier Woods because he hasn't made it to the top yet. I mean, Karrion Kross wants to help Xavier Woods get to the top, but Karrion Kross hasn't even started to breathe the air of being at the top. Funny how that works. Karrion Kross says he believes in Xavier Woods. He told them to go watch AOP to see what he has to offer. Xavier then laughed because he thought AOP were a joke. He says he's not going to break up his friendship with Kofi because Kross asked nicely. Kross then got angry. He suggested that he could help Kofi accelerate his retirement plans. Xavier challenged AOP to a tag team match to show how much they actually have left in the tank. Again, interesting. I don't know where this is going, but the New Day, listen, they needed something to do. Viking Raiders aren't on Raw. They had a great mini feud with the Viking Raiders. Maybe they can pull that out of AOP. Maybe Triple H is probably looking at this saying, we got something the Viking Raiders get over a little bit. See if you can do the same thing with AOP. I don't know. Again, Kross main screen. I don't know what they got going on with Cross, but it's got my interest. I'm looking forward to seeing what they have. Not seeing it yet. I hope this is here live. Speaking of the AOP, they wrestled the Three Brothers. They went 3 minutes with three. AOP wins in 3 minutes. I don't know what the fuck we're doing with the Creeds in a 3-minute match, but here we are. Razor and Akam finished them off with what they now call What a Rush. That's the name of their new finish. Paul Ellering named it because Paul Ellering was the ex-manager of the Legion of Doom. Neckbreaker powerbomb combination. So they beat the Creeds. The faster we get the Creeds with Chad Gable, the better off the Creeds will be. I don't know what we're waiting for. The Creeds should not be losing to AOP in 3 minutes. Ridiculous. We're going to clip airing last week of the angle where Cruz del Toro of Legado del Fantasma, well, not Legado, he was in Legado, the LWO, sorry. So many groups. Where Cruz del Toro of the LWO was attacked backstage after Carlito attacked. Rey Mysterio was backstage. Said Carlito made a big mistake. We'll find out what happens when you cross the LWO and Rey Mysterio. Awesome. Sheamus. He made his way to the ring. He asked fans if they like to take the ring. This is where I made the assumption that the crowd in Savannah, Georgia was completely dead. They did not pop at all for anything Sheamus did or said. He said the ring was banger after banger after banger. But sadly, no chance. He said Ludwig Kaiser took him out and called him Gunther's glorified cup rat. He said now he's back. Kaiser interrupted on the big screen. He laughed at Sheamus, blaming him for not.
Well, as I said earlier, my vote is in the video. As I said earlier, I'll just end the video. I should end it earlier. I'll see y'all later. Until next time. This is Jacob Cast 2020. See y'all later. Alright.